Ladies and gentlemen, why did they take Donald Trump's passports? So why did the Federal Bureau of Investigation go into Mar-a-Lago and take his passports? I will read you a Washington Examiner article. DOJ offers Trump his passports back. By the way, news reports and media were saying that Trump was making it up. Oh my God, it's the post-truth moment. They weren't taking his passports. And we have a situation where, yeah, they took his passports. For what reason? We have no clue. He's a former president of the United States of America. Whether or not highly educated, wonderful, morally superior liberal Democrats believe he was their president like he was everyone's president. Like mashed potato brains is our president right now. So let's discuss why they took his passports. This is the Washington Examiner. Officials with the Department of Justice offered to return to former President Donald Trump his 3 seized passports. So, according to an email shared by a Trump spokesperson, in the exchange, the chief of the DOJ's Counterintelligence and Export Control Section corroborated Trump's public claim that the authorities had seized 3 passports from his Mar-a-Lago resort. Why? There was no reason for that. Absolutely no reason for that. Hit subscribe to this channel. I will have a live stream today. We're going to celebrate, ladies and gentlemen. Later on today, the Wyoming primary will show that Harriet Hagman defeats by a wide margin Liz Cheney. Her political career has ended. Thank God. You look at Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, and how much damage they did to the entire planet, not just to the United States of America. So thank God Trump ended the Lincoln Project Republican influence, basically kicked them out of the Republican Party forever. Thank God. You have to understand, if you care about foreign policy at all, if you know anything about foreign policy, you'd know that what Trump did was very, very good. And you'd also know that what Liz Cheney was doing and Adam Kinzinger to Trump was ignoring an entire summer of $1 to $2 billion in property damage. And I support the cause of why people were demonstrating. But when you ignore rampant chaos and mayhem by perhaps a small number of people, the vast majority peaceful, but a small number of individuals who engaged in criminal activity that cost $1 to $2 billion in property damage, 19 lives lost according to Wikipedia, 14,000 arrests, all that summer, you focus on one day. Sorry, Kinzinger, Cheney, you don't really stand for any principles. You want media to just, help you with your next book that maybe 20 Democrats will read, and your life outside of politics. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. We are going to get to over 200,000 subs very soon, within probably a week. It's because of you. All of these segments are doing extremely well now. 10, 20, 30, 40,000 views recently, and I just thank you so very more than that. And I just thank you so very, very much. Be here tonight for the live stream and for the upload talking about Liz Cheney getting defeated. But here, quote, we have learned that the filter agents seized 3 passports belonging to President Trump, 2 expired and 1 being his active diplomatic passport. We are returning them, and they will be ready for pickup at 2 p.m. today. I am traveling, but you can coordinate further. The email shared by Taylor, Director of Communications for Save America, said, Budowich made the revelation in response to a tweet from CBS news anchor Norah O'Donnell, who said DOJ source informed her that the department was not in possession of the passports. So Taylor Budowich gets an email saying that the DOJ has Trump's passports, right while CBS News says, well, you know what, DOJ sources state that, no passports were seized. Then you have Eric Swalwell, who was accused of having a romantic relationship with a foreign intelligence operative, that he doesn't deny, actually. But here, a diplomatic passport does not belong to Donald Trump. It belongs to the government. Donald Trump is not in the government. What? He is a former president. He's a former president. So, why did they obtain his passport? And here's the issue. The reason they obtained his passport is the same reason that they obtained 11 boxes that they already knew the contents of, generally. Trump was in contact with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He was in contact with the Department of Justice. His attorneys, his legal team, they were all in contact since 2021. The National Records Act does not list a criminal statute. He's not gonna be charged for breaking any laws pertaining to the National Records Act. What they tried to do is say that he illegally removed classified data, which will be very tough to prove as President of the United States of America when you can declassify anything at will. And you could do so verbally. And we learned that from George W. Bush and other presidents. But as President of the United States of America, you have the highest classification. There is no higher classification or security clearance, than President of the United States of America. He can declassify it. Well, if it's restricted data pertaining to nuclear discussion or topics, then he has to go through the Department of Energy. But the Department of Energy was his Department of Energy with a Trump Republican running the Department of Energy. So they're going to then have to get the Trump Republican, who's like an awesome, intelligent human being, to flip on Trump. No, that's not happening. They have an apparent informant that is almost certainly in some way linked, in my view, to the Clintons. And I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. I think it'll be fantastic. Oh my God, I'm praying for that. Oh my God, please, God. Hillary Trump 2024. And I think, because you know what? She's better than mashed potato brains. And you know what? The Russians stole it from her last time, right? So there you go. But this has all the hallmarks of a Clinton operation. Clintonian political stunt. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, well, you see, Trump wanted the Bureau to go after Clinton in her mishandling of classified data. It's like, no. Trump didn't have private servers running outside of the United States. Secret private servers. Why would you have a secret private server? Na 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 na. What is to hide your information from FOIA requests? The United States government and the public and the citizens of this country. That's why you would have private servers. So Comey, who lied through his teeth as always, said, well, there was no intent to commit a crime. Yes, there was. Inherent to owning a private server is the intent to commit a crime. That's why you would own a private server. You couldn't even own a McDonald's franchise or work for Microsoft, or you couldn't if you were a manager at Target, or if you worked in any corporation, IBM, Pizza Hut, whatever, and you went in, you just installed private servers, you would be fired immediately. There's corporate espionage. They would never allow you. In Silicon Valley, could you imagine going, and you're working for a startup, and you just go ahead and set up private servers for convenience? They wouldn't allow that. They would say, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You can't just have your own private. You can't have servers where you're doing business, doing private, your secretive work on the side. You can't do that, and transfer all the information from IBM or Microsoft or wherever onto those servers. But with the United States government, no problem. Clinton was able to plug. Maybe she went to Radio Shack, or maybe one of her people, Brian Pagliano, who knows, went to Radio Shack, got a one of those cords, and then plugged her servers into the government servers at the Pentagon, DOJ, whatever, and transferred top secret and special access program intelligence. I don't even know. Nobody knows how the classified data was transferred. So again, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. I want Hillary to be nominee. She committed crimes. Everybody knows this. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this. Trump did not commit a crime. He was a former president who had boxes. Oh my God, big deal. He had letters from Kim Jong-un. He was the first president to step foot in North Korea. What do you want from him? Oh my God, the horror. The travesty. Clinton had 4 years of Secret Service that President Obama said he only learned about from CNN, which is of course a lie. But you'll never get the Washington Post to call it out. But of course it was a lie. Then President Obama got 30 million pages of unclassified documents. Are you kidding me? Nobody ever scrutinizes the absurd claims of Democrats. It's not Trump who's never told the truth. It's Democrats who've never... If you want to talk about never telling the truth, what Democrats do is they make the most outlandish claims. Well, secret servers for convenience. We talked about grandkids. Attorney General Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. 30 million pages of unclassified data from President Obama that absolutely had nothing to do with hiding... unseemly or potentially criminal or whatever, potentially, controversial activity within President Obama's White House and Oval Office. Why would you have 30 million pages? Are there 30 million pages in those 11 Staples boxes from Office Depot that Trump had? I mean, my God, 30 million pages? When he knew that his Secretary of State had private servers siphoning classified data. So, according to PolitiFact and the National Archives, President Obama had 30 million pages of unclassified data. How does that even work? Did the National Archives read every page of the 30 million pages? How long does it take to read 30 million pages? But nobody even, nobody thinks past, there's 30 million pages. It was unclassified. Everything's fine. If Trump took 30 million pages, you better believe that they would say, they would run a statistical analysis, a study, and they would say, based on this, statistical analysis, he has top secret and special and classified data. They would never allow that. They would never allow Trump to have 30 million pages taken with him. But anyway, Democrats will believe anything. You're talking about people who are highly educated, but not only gullible, but they'll believe anything. As long as it's vote blue no matter who. It's like a cult. They'll believe anything. Top secret intelligence on private service for convenience? No problem. You mean President Obama didn't know his Secretary of State was using servers that were secret and emailing him? He learned from CNN. He watches CNN like we do. I mean, you'd have to be a complete imbecile to believe this, but you have half the electorate who believes all of this. And they don't care, actually. They actually don't really... I mean, some of them believe it, but then some of them were like, who cares? Our side has to be right, and the other side has to be wrong. And here's the difference between those people, like half the electorate, and me and you. If Trump had secret servers, I wouldn't vote for him. If Trump wanted Lincoln Project foreign policy, I wouldn't vote for him. If Democrats know that a Democrat has a secret server, Lincoln Project foreign policy, wants interventions, they don't care. They vote for him. Are you kidding? They would lose all their friends. They'd be ostracized. They'd be shunned. Their friends would disown them. And I've seen that. I've seen the way morally superior liberal Democrats work. They disown friends, family. I mean, they're ruthless. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. Why did they take passports? Because they were after other things. They were after other things. Not just... Everybody knows government agencies are leveled against Trump. This is not, you don't have to be like this, savvy political pundit. Everybody knows this. And when Trump Republicans take over the House and Senate, it's a completely different ballgame. And you have a Durham probe special counsel trial in October, people, in like a month and a half, not even. Hit subscribe. Be here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the live stream. Party time! Excellent. Be here tonight. Thank you.